I've been making lists for over 7 months now at a pace of approximately 2 videos per month. I started this inspired by Some Call Me Johnny and Derek Alexander, wanting to make my mark on YouTube and hopefully achieve some kind of modest popularity. So clearly I enjoy making videos, right? Fuck no, making videos sucks. It's such a multifaceted process, unlike any other form of hobby art. So much can and will go wrong. And I am not standing for it anymore. These are the top 20 worst things about making gaming videos. This is my rant to all the people who may not understand, and my expression of solidarity to the content creators who know what this is like and could probably fill the list easier than me.
Like a lot of people who make videos about video games, I don't have much money. I'm lucky that I was able to buy a computer that's capable of recording and editing and a nice capture card, but that's basically all I got. Out of all the games I've reviewed so far, Bionicle the game is the only one that cost me money, and I'm not planning to change that much for the foreseeable future. People want to see videos on new games, but when you can't afford them, better hope you can get lucky. Like right now, VR games are a big thing for Let's Players, but fuck if I'll ever be able to afford a Vive. When you start making videos, trips to GameStop become a lot more interesting. You're no longer just looking for games you'd enjoy, but anything that could make a fun video. That stuff runs a very tight line. What looks fun but is cheap enough to be worth the risk when you're not making anything back? And it's amazing how much doesn't fall into that. Captain America costs how much? They're charging that for Full Metal Alchemist? You really think Shark Tale is worth $4? I've paid less for games I wanted to play. Even just looking at the collection you already own, picking something to review can be a pain. You can't just think about yourself, you have to consider if anyone would watch it, which is totally why I've done a bunch of Bionicle Flash game reviews that don't get many views. Did you guys know that I've wanted to review Monster Girl Quest? I don't think anyone would care, so I haven't done it yet. But if you do want to see that, let me know. And maybe something would make a good review, but there's some outside event happening later that would make it more topical, so put that on the back burner and hope you remember it. It's not 2006 anymore. You have to put effort into your video quality or else viewers will click off immediately. Edit and upload in HD, don't compress things weirdly, make it look like you try. But sometimes, especially with older consoles, that's just impossible. The GameCube is the worst example. Crappy composite 480i is seriously the best I can do, because I'm not super rich to afford component, and neither my TV nor capture card support S-Video. Sometimes it's just going to look horrible. It can't be helped. Well, if the console is going to look bad, why not emulate? Because even without being a purist for emulation accuracy, you can't always trust those emulators. A lot of them have built-in recorders that look amazing when they're upscaled properly, but they're incredibly hit and miss when it comes to functionality. Out of every emulator I've recorded with, Desmoom is the only one that just worked, no questions asked. Kega Fusion needs to install an unsigned codec, SNES 9X doesn't play sound live, FQX causes lag spikes in the game, and Visual Boy Advance? Let's not talk about VBA. So you picked a game and recorded it. But you can't rest easy yet, because that recording very well may be fucked already. You guys remember my Asagao Academy review? Where I said I had to record the first chapter twice because neither recorded correctly and I just had to live with it? Yeah, shit like that happens, especially with PC recordings. Keep backup save files and expect to play things more than once. Nintendo tells you to take breaks from their games for a reason. Depending on your computer's positioning, the sun just might shine right through the window into your eyes while you're using it, and it hurts. There's just a 7-hour period where the sun is visible from my chair. Working too long in that time frame feels dangerous. Even when there isn't sunlight, the brightness from the computer screen seems unhealthy. Unless your computer is isolated, you can't work too long. More daytime isn't the only thing that makes summer suck. I live in Massachusetts, New England, and it still gets too hot. Gotta have a fan running, gotta have AC, but you can't have it when you're recording audio. It's not too bad recording voiceovers that only take a couple minutes. It's a little worse filming live action stuff because it takes a little longer and people can see you're getting sweaty. But imagine 4 straight hours of solid LP recording. You're at the mercy of nature, which isn't the technology way. You know what's really hard to do when you're the only person working on videos? Centering yourself in frame. Being consistent with camera placement and seating mitigates that, but I can always imagine how much better things would look if someone could adjust the view while I'm sitting where I need to. It also means I can't do anything more complex than sitting on a couch. I tried with the JoJo review and not doing that again. I swear, I try my best to properly light my live action stuff. Film it during the day, which does wonders with the heat situation, open the right curtains to let light in without shining directly behind me, turn on the lights in the room, but I always feel it ends up too dark with heavy shadows. And it'd probably look like crap artificially brightened. I know part of the problem is my camera. I use my iPod Touch because it's what I have, but it should be better than this. Maybe the room isn't suited for proper lighting, but it's the only option I have because... Film your videos in the most closed room you have. I film it where I do because it's the only room with a lot of windows and a door, or else you'd be hearing the other people in the house. Even with the door shut, I've gotten outside noises polluting footage because the iPod's microphone is surprisingly powerful. You were 90% done with a good take of a difficult paragraph? Well, someone started talking in the kitchen, so now you scrap that take and wait for them to finish.
And you know who's the worst about making outside noise? This cat who keeps scratching at the door.
She stands in front of the screen, too. One of them does. I hate the sound of breathing in recordings, and I can't get rid of it without chopping up sentences and paragraphs. What pisses me off most, though, is that I don't hear it in any video more professional. Are you guys just Tay-on-daying that shit, or is there some editing trick you won't tell me? Okay, all the asset collection is done, time to open Premiere to start editing. But you're not allowed to start yet because of an evil invention called variable frame rate. This is where the frame rate of a video changes constantly to keep file size low. Basically, everything records in it, but despite that, nothing can edit it. Hope you still have the source files to run through Handbrake without sacrificing quality. I only record short games as of now because it's always a pain in the ass to sit through a buttload of footage to find a relevant part for the review. Maybe I should actually take notes like any reviewer recommends. The Modern Uri Online Game 2 review was annoying to edit because I had so much footage where almost all of it was the same thing happening. Basically, none of it was usable if I wanted visually interesting. I said earlier that the iPod's microphone is surprisingly good at picking up sound. Well, that doesn't apply to the talking it's supposed to grab because my audio always comes out quiet and I have to raise it high in Premiere. Not well though because it clips. Audio editing is such a precise art. You can't just look at an image and see it's fine. You have to listen repeatedly to get a sense. And editors recommend using speakers because it provides a more authentic idea of the average watcher, but I can't because I have a fan running because it's summer. And if you're currently deaf in one ear because of a wax buildup that you're still trying to get rid of, it just got a whole lot harder. Do any of you know why video game reviews are so common instead of more movie and TV show stuff? The answer is because non-interactive mediums are so much harsher on copyright and YouTube still has such a long way to go before making fair use a legitimate argument. To the small content creator who has no association with networks, no base of fans to raise a fuss if they get an unfair copyright strike, you're just screwed. Don't be creative, interesting, or chance anything, not with the threat of copyright looming over. It's this incredible pressure to conform, do the same thing everyone else does, or else you're in for legal matters. James Rolfe once said,
"It's such a miracle that any movie gets made."
Making videos takes so much. There's so much that can go wrong that there's no such thing as a smooth production. But you did it. You beat the odds and your review is done. All that's left is to export it and upload it. If you followed my earlier advice on making HD videos, this takes a really long time. You can imagine a 1.4 gigabyte file uploading at 3.3 megabits per second takes forever. It's a joke amongst content creators now, the hours lost to rendering times. Luckily the rendering side doesn't take too long for me, and neither activity makes my computer completely unusable, so that's the time to watch other YouTube videos and write your erotic fan fictions.
You know, assuming you do that, which I totally don't.
The video's online and shit, no one's watching it. YouTube gets so many videos per minute, there's no chance of your stuff being found through YouTube unless you're popular enough to use their advertising algorithms. So you'll need to market yourself elsewhere. But you're not popular. No one follows you on Tumblr or Twitter now, so no one's finding it through those. Reddit tends to be a good place, but whoops, most subreddits frown upon self-promotion, even if it's a video you spent longer on than the pencil sketch fan art they happily showcase. A perfect way to show your stuff directly to people who would be interested, lost, and subreddits dedicated to self-promotion are nothing but advertising with no one to sell to. That's the moment when you realize you will never be popular. People don't watch unproven creators, they watch the ones that already have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I do the same thing. YouTube is a business for a lot of people now, and it operates the same way as physical stores. The small guys are chased off by all the customers going to Walmart or PewDiePie. Let me show you my subscriber analytics. Before I was making reviews, I only posted dumb, low effort and quality shit to my channel. Maybe 2 videos per year. Ever since December of 2015, I've been making frequent videos that I put effort into. According to the chart, my subscriber gain hasn't changed. That's more than enough to set off the feelings of inadequacy and worthlessness that depression brings, no matter the nice comment in my Asagao Academy review, though I do seriously appreciate that. It feels like being loud, having face cam, and promoting your videos as clickbait is the only way to get ahead, but I'm not doing that. Totally not asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't need to share this video around. Means nothing if you go watch our LP channel. I could really care less. No, seriously, don't take pity on me. Only do that stuff if you legitimately like this, and please say if you didn't like something. That's the only way I can improve.